much money in my
It's
head.
true.
So please cancel me and put me out of my misery, but that's not happening. So let's move on. But
Okay,
yes, it's
moving
still a
on.
story. I don't know why, but Erika Jane is on Ozempic. Kim D was like, that's not Erika. And I'm like, girlfriend, there's a picture. You know everybody on the show. Who do you think the blonde is? And then Kim was like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is she doing? That's my kid. That's my Kim D. Kim, she's doing the same thing I am, sweetheart. Okay, so
I
there you
always say
go.
this to you. I do not care if you are on
Thank you.
Ozempic.
You
I love
really
you.
do. You really do not support my weight loss because it brings up your own issues with weight, just like Jackie Goldschneider.
No, I supported 100. You should do everything. I just
Thank
always
you.
want you to know, and I think you know this. You are more than your gene size. You are such an amazing. I co-host with you and do this podcast with you weekly because of your brilliant mind and you're funny and witty and you're very kind. Even though people think you talk about yourself all the time, you're
They
wonderful.
do.
I know. I love
They
that you're
do.
a lawyer. And people, I don't think people hear this because I say it every time, but David truly helped me with my podcast. Like, David is the reason I am doing this like full time. Like, I actually made a significant amount of money last year. Like, it's because of
See?
you. And you gave me that advice for free for being friends. So I just want you to know, I don't care. If you want to use Ozempic, do it. I just love you. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay thin, like it's gaining you something. I adore you no
You
matter
don't
what.
like looking at my face more like this now that it's in. By the way, when the world, and by the way, I don't talk about myself any more than anyone fucking else. Okay. Jeff Lewis talks about himself on his show all the time.
Well, Jeff Lewis is a narcissist, but go on.
Oh, well, I'm really not. Like, in a
You
way,
are.
well,
You're
actually, that's not true because I mean, I was gonna say I wish I was a narcissist, but they're actually the most miserable people around, like deep down. So it's all a
they are.
facade.
They're
They
very
really
lonely.
are. If you read about it, they seem happy, but they're not. They're really the most, because I used to work with a narcissist in the podcast space until I kicked her ass into the river. This is like in another lifetime. But let me tell you something else. What was my point? Oh, when the world was shut down and we were trapped at home and I was 40 pounds heavier, I was just as happy, but I'm just a little happier now. But I was happy in that phase of my life as well. But you know why you shouldn't worry about being canceled before we go back to everything happens for a reason. So if
Everything.
you're canceled, it wasn't, Brandy Glanville, don't blame yourself for what you did and you ruined this opportunity. Angelina, you got back on Jersey Shore. I know, girl, you were hard on yourself when you saw Snooki and Paulie making millions, but girl, you're back. It's like everything happens for a reason. It's a different path for you if this wasn't meant to be. Really, I believe that. And guess what? This is Hollywood, honey, even though I'm in New York this week. And the opportunity around the corner is bigger than the thing you were canceled from. Drop the mic.
It's
There you
true.
go.
It's so true. All
Um,
right.
but Beverly Hills is filming. They started with Crystal's. I mean, God, this girl is so young. Crystal's 40th birthday.
I think it was wasn't it her 41st? I mean, I know it's
No,
like, really?
no. She turned. I had this big thing with Catherine Edwards on my show. Catherine, guys, Catherine is going to be back, by the way. Okay. We, she is. We have something.
Well,
Everyone's screaming, cheering. Last year I said something about Crystal being 39 and Catherine was like, no, she's 29. I'm like, girl, she's 39. Catherine was wrong. No, she just turned 40. She had a big bash. We don't see any newbies. But guys, calm down. She knows Tracy Tudor as a friend. So it's not strange that Tracy Tudor from Million Dollar Listing was at Crystal's birthday. It doesn't mean she's going to be a new housewife. I think she'd be great as a new Beverly Hills housewife. That doesn't mean anything. They're filming. We have no Kathy Hilton yet. Don't forget, last year she came in later. Yeah, that's EJ. Sarah's holding up
but
the
by the
picture.
way, I have a theory why we have not seen. I mean, EJ looks unbelievable. But I have a theory why I think we do have new cast
You
members,
do.
but yes, but I think Bravo is probably like, they are not appearing. We were saving that reveal. Bravo is not gonna let Crystal's Instagram announce who the extra people are on this show. No, they are removed from the picture. They are not allowed to take any photos with the group. I think they're 100% filming with some newbies or friends. They're there. They just are not announced in the pictures.
Maybe a couple of things. Let me just add to that. That's an interesting theory. You possibly could be right. Second of all, Bravo doesn't really make these announcements during filming. So like what happens is like we make the announcement, us, the viewer, and we see the people there filming and we find out who they are. But Bravo and the actual people never confirm it one way or another. Like I remember when Dallas was coming back and they had Jen Davis and Tiffany Moon. Jen was a friend of, and Tiffany. I reached out to Tiffany and Jen like within seconds, and they were like, "LOL." Like they wouldn't confirm it. Like Bravo, but we all knew Tiffany Moon was going to be new on Dallas that season. But like Bravo won't confirm it until like they're done filming, and it's like. But we still saw pictures. But you're right. Maybe they're like, we can't help what people see in the background of filming. But yeah, please don't be in the picture. All right, Sarah, look, we
I'm
keep
catching on.
we keep you around for some reason, and you might have earned your value and your keep today. This is an interesting point of view. Well, look, I mean, they have to have, if there's going to be newbies, they have to have some idea who they are. I mean, they have to be lurking somewhere. Could it be Tracy? Yeah, it could be. I mean, she did just say on Watch What Happens that she would love to be a housewife, but I'm not sure that it's her. But you have a really good point. Huh.
Oh, there's no way they're going to let Kyle Richards on her Instagram announce this. I do have a couple questions for you. Are you shocked Crystal's back? And do you like Dorit's dark hair?
These are really, really, really good questions. No, I'm not shocked Crystal's back. I knew she was going to be back. Listen, I think because this show was so toxic last year and they really like, I'm sure these girls had a speaking to of like, leave that toxicity in the past. We'll deal with bows on a cake and stolen Birkins and, who's mad over like a dent in the Bentley, but like, we don't want bots or racism or so like, I think like you don't get fired from Beverly Hills after a really toxic season for being middle of the road. You know what I mean? It's the same reason Kyle will always keep her job. Like Crystal did the job. She did the job. She wasn't silent. She wasn't like that boring. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she did the job enough to me to not get fired. And I still think, who is Crystal? I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I mean? Like I know who, like, I mean, I'm trying to think of an example like Giselle, like we talked last season. Like we know who Giselle is. There ain't nothing more there. Like girl's giving us everything she's going to give us. Like, you go over to New Jersey. Is there anything really left with Dolores or, you know what I mean? Like to me, there's still mystery around Crystal. So I don't think, she's just boring, what everyone says. I think there's enough there that she earned her